Shalom. All praises due to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem, Racha, Wadash. Double honor to the elect apostle, elders at Great Millstone, at Ruel. Shalom to elect Aki there, do works in sincerity and truth, and not for vainglory in season, out of season. Yeah, I just, I know the Apostle Tahar did a video on Vocab Malone and Sarnetta, and Sarnetta's asking these questions, okay, which, I mean, he's heard, what the apostles, Great Millstone, bishops, elders, and brothers have to say about it, okay, mainly the apostles, on this situation, but he's going to ask Sarnetta's going to ask Vocab Malone on this, but you know what I'm saying, like the Apostle Tahar said, because he really believes that the so-called white man is the authority and is God, really. I'm saying, to be honest with you, because why would you go to the so-called white man and ask him a question about the Bible when you've been around the Hebrew Israelites? You know what I'm saying? You've been around them, you've heard the scriptures, then you're gonna ask him about the RFID chip, like you don't already know the answer. I'm saying, but he wants it from who? He wants it from the so-called white man. Okay, but anyway, he asked the question about is it right to keep a woman, as a captive when the Israelites go to war with a heathen nation? And according to the Bible, according to the laws, statutes, commandments, it's true, because the laws are going to come back in the kingdom of heaven, okay, in full force, and Yahweh Bahashem, Yahweh Shai is going to go to war with the so-called white man. Well, I said the so-called white man, but the so-called white man and all the other heathen nations, okay? All right, Scripture says he shall plead, for his nation, Israel, on all flesh. You know what I'm saying? Saying it verbatim, meaning he's going to gather these nations up in the valley of Jehoshaphat, which is over there in Saudi Arabia area, and he's going to have the nations go to war, and Yahweh Shai is going to come, and he's going to destroy these heathen nations. All right, which includes the so-called white man and all the other heathen nations. Okay, this is Deuteronomy 21st chapter and 11th verse. Well, I'll start with the 10th verse. It says, "When thou goest forth to war against thine enemies." Who are our enemies? Okay. All right. Who are our enemies? Our enemies is the so-called white man and all the other heathen nations. Okay. All right. It says, "When thou goest forth to war against thine enemies, and Yahweh, the Lord thy God, hath delivered them into thine hands, and thou hast taken them captives." All right, so let's go to a scripture right quick, which we all know. All right, let's go to Isaiah 14th chapter and the first verse, because it goes into it. "And thou takest them captive." All right. Isaiah 14th chapter and the first verse. It says, "For Yahweh, the Lord, will have mercy on Jacob, and will yet choose Israel," which is the 12 tribes of Israel, "and set them in their own land, which is the land of Israel." Okay. "And the strangers shall be joined with them, and they shall cleave to the house of Jacob." Strangers talking about the Israelite foreigners scattered through the four corners of the earth. "And the people shall take them and bring them to their place in the house of Israel," which are you so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Americans, the men, starting with the elect, okay, "shall possess them in the land of Yahweh, the Lord, for servants and handmaids." So it says, "And they shall take them captives, whose captives they were, and they shall rule over their oppressors." So what you think we're going to do with the women of these heathen nations that look good? Okay, now it's going to go back into it, right? It's going to go back into it, okay? But what do you think we're going to do when we take these heathen nations captive, man? Okay? What do you think we're going to do with the women that look good to us, man? The fine women of Esau, which is a so-called white woman. The fine women of all the other East Indians. You know, you got a field fine woman amongst Ham. You know, and amongst Moab, which is so-called Chinese, Ammon, the so-called Japanese, the Arabs, the Arabs, which are Ishmael, the so-called Arabs, the Polynesians, the Syrians, Assyrians. What do you think we're going to do with them, man? This is already set up from the beginning, okay? So let's go back. Let's go back to Deuteronomy 21:11, okay? It says, okay? It says, well, I start at 10 again. Deuteronomy 21:10. When thou goest forth to war against thine enemies, and Yahweh, the Lord thy God, hath delivered them into thine hands. Just like how we read in Isaiah, the 14th chapter, in the first verse. And thou hast taken them captives, and seest among the captives a beautiful woman. So yeah, there's beautiful women amongst the other heathen nations, man. Even the so-called snowflake, even white chocolate, the so-called white woman, man. You know, you got these camps, certain Israelite camps, we don't deal with Edomite women, and that's the devil woman and all. Look, brother, man, there's beautiful women amongst the so-called white man, amongst Esau, amongst East Indians, amongst the Arabs, amongst Ham. You know what I'm saying? You know, there's beautiful women amongst them, man. You know, when you go to what is it? The book of I think Esther. You know, and it talks about the king. That he had a beautiful queen. You know what I'm saying? So there's beautiful women amongst the other heathen nations. It says, and seest among the captives, meaning the heathen nations, the slaves of the other heathen nations, a beautiful woman, and has a desire, meaning you lust after this. You see this woman, you in war, you conquer the people, you take them captives, and you see a woman that's fine as hell amongst the heathen nations, man. Okay? All right? Meaning you see that beautiful woman of the heathen nations, and you start lusting after her ass, man. Okay? Which is like the Apostle Paul said, there's nothing wrong with lust, man. It's just if you don't do it in fucking wickedness. Okay? It says, a beautiful woman, and has a desire unto her, that thou wouldest have her as thy wife. Yeah, because when you pop her, when you have sex with a woman, she belongs to you. She doesn't belong to any other man, okay? All right, once you kill her husband, or you kill her sons, or whatever the situation, the husband and the sons, the males, and you take her ass captive, and that's your fucking woman for now, man. That's your woman. It says that thou wouldest have her to thy wife, then thou shalt bring her home to thine house, and she shall shave her head and pare her nails, and she shall put the raiment of her captivity from off her, and shall remain in thine house, and bewail her father and her mother a full month, and after that thou shalt go in unto her, meaning have sex with her, and be her husband, and she shall be thy wife. All right? Okay, so, I just wanted to bring that part out, man, because when we get in the kingdom of heaven, man, okay, we take them captives who captives we were. And that's just not talking about Esau. It's talking about the so-called African man, the Arab man, the East Indian man, the Polynesian man, the Chinese man, the Japanese man, the Syrian man, the Assyrian man, We've been slaves under all the nations of the face of the earth, man. So we're going to get their woman like they had our women, man. And it's all throughout the history. Okay? And that's going to happen in the kingdom of heaven. Okay? All right? When Yahweh sends his son, Yahweh Shai, to bring rulership on this earth, man. When Yahweh sends his son, Yahweh Shai, to get his kingdom that he gave his son, Yahweh Shai. Yahweh gave his son, Yahweh Shai, this earth to rule with, which is his kingdom. And we're co-owners. We're heirs with Yahweh Shai. So we're going to rule with Yahweh Shai. Okay? And we're going to get all the perks, all the booty, because that's where booties come from. Booties when you go to war, man. And you take booty, okay? Which is a part of that booty is what? Women. That's why they call a woman booty, man. Yo, man, look at her booty, which inclines what? You want to have sex with that woman. Okay? So I hope you've been edified, and with that, shalom.